It's going down like this, motherfucker.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that, nigga. Shit. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need. Slap Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society.
Guess who destroy black boys? If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Guess who destroy black boys? If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Guess who destroy black boys? If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
I just left a light in this bitch.
Fuck up. Move the fuck back. Fuck up. Move the fuck. Fuck up. Move the fuck back.
Your feet. He looked down, seen the feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey. Threw the bat out the window. Start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously, in no time, switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling.
Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. Group of you together, you never can tell who's who.
I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Dance with me. Dance with me. Oh yeah, everybody.
TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
All right, I guess that's my cue to come on in and say good afternoon, good early evening, wherever you are. I had to kind of kill the sun a little bit. I'll probably open it back up in a minute. Yeah. And so I hope everybody is doing as well as they can do on this beautiful day. Didn't get to play any pickleball. I did about 1.5 miles on the treadmill. It's a little windy up here. I imagine if I go, they're probably playing right now. But been hitting. I got a lot of hitting in my trunk. I hit, about a half hour hitting balls in and out my trunk and upside my car and stuff. It doesn't seem to hurt the back of the car. So I got a little bit of exercise in, not a whole lot of walking. Again, it's been rainy all day. I had to do a little bit of traveling around, but not really, yeah, only 5 steps today. Well, okay. I still did 5,800 steps, 2.6 miles. Again, I did about 1.5 miles on that thing. But I noticed I got my heart rate up. And I was doing about 6-minute miles. I think it came to about 6-minute miles. Yeah. So getting a little better, but it's not a day goes by where I don't really just do anything. And so that was the one thing I was able to do. Oh. Okay, El Dragon, Amaru Khan, what's happening? Thank you for joining me, and I know to join me, you definitely got to have vision. And we have Carrie D, what's happening? And I know you definitely got to have vision. And we've got Key up here. Thank you for joining. And I know you definitely got to have vision. We've got Lorenzo from the SIP. And I know he definitely has vision. And and General Peace, thank you for joining me. And I know you definitely got to have vision. King, what's happening? And I know you definitely got to have vision. What's the deal with James Harding? What does he have going on? I don't know. He's stuck. I mean, I think right now James Harding is stuck. And so it's interesting. They let Ben Simmons play the same game and gave him all that money as no big deal. And now with Harding and his skill set, again, was always, I mean, I talked about him last night. His skill set, what the year that Dwayne Wade won it with Miami, that's the skill set you saw James Harding have. The Dwayne Wade that went to the free throw line 16 times every game. That was what they let him get away with. Now they don't let him get away with that. So what you have to understand about pro sports is any information is pretty much, publicity. And so it's just keeping the buzz about the NBA. Because think of what they're about to go to camp in October. Football's about to come on. The World Basketball stuff is coming up, and so they have to find a way to be relevant, and that's what I think they're doing with James Harden. They're finding a way to be relevant. So, but as you know, up here, let's see where it would be. Let me see today, and it really wasn't up here. It was in Michigan. Everybody should have. Let's see if. I don't know if they're going to show it. Where's the other one? See if they show it. 'Cause I don't think my local news caught this. Let's see. I don't think they caught this yet. Whoa. Well, golly, I got to show this too, but I don't want to show this right now. Golly. Like, how do you, I don't know. Some of this stuff, okay, probably here. They probably have it here. Oh, they don't have it. No. Whoa. Wow. Huh. Chris Mathis, what's happening? And I know you definitely got to have
Got to have vision.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely about the money. But yeah, he's definitely trash now. Hey, Jeffrey, what's happening? And I know Jeffrey definitely has.
Got to have vision.
Yeah, but it's all about the money. It's all about the money, no doubt. The Patriots, Michael Orr, Blindside story is the art that family played with money. And when they made him his conservator. You know, that he signed away his conservatorship when he turned 18. And so they've been having their hand in his pocket. They seem like they paid themselves $250,000 a year and paid both children off of his contract. So yeah, that's what Michael Orr, and he should have been addressed this. He should have addressed this a long time ago. Damn, they ain't put it in there. Let's get all kind of stuff for it earlier, and now I don't see it. Well, let's look it up. Let's go here. Here we go. Now, sure, you know about this. This has been like all over today. So let's find out.
Today, the Thunder over Michigan Air Show.
This is Willow Run, the airport outside of Detroit. And this time of year, there's several air shows in Michigan. Kalamazoo has a big one. Battle Creek has the balloon show too. So Battle Creek, man, it's beautiful to see, hundreds of balloons taking off at once. But this is the air show from Willow Run, and it's really quick. But this is what happened there.
Ended abruptly after a plane crashed near an apartment building in a Detroit suburb. Images show smoke and flames pouring from the rear of the plane after a sudden midair explosion.
Okay, they shot out. These are the jet seats. That's what you're seeing up here. What you're seeing up here, these are the jet seats. Yeah, you see them jump out. You see them parachute out. And this is a
plane after a sudden midair explosion.
Yeah, you see the jump seats? You see them? They jumped out. These are the pilots. This is the top, and the pilots jumped out. And then the plane crashed into a neighborhood.
Pilots ejected from the plane. Investigators say the pilots landed in a lake. No word yet on any injuries or what caused the crash.
But look where it burned. I mean, this is a neighborhood this plane crashed in. Again, it's probably the traffic it's probably really backed up there. And so, yeah. Oh, there we go. So, yeah. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back over here. Okay. And trying to think, it was several other, let's see. Trying to think. I think this is one of the Michigan channels.
A plane crash at the Thunder over Michigan Air Show in Ypsilanti, Michigan just happened a few hours ago. And our Christy Gurlett is actually at the media staging area where all this is happening. I know it's a little bit of an active scene. Christy, what exactly can you tell us?
Yes, Tatiana, I am in Belleville. The road behind me, about a half a mile down, that is the apartment complex where this crash happened. The Michigan State Police just opened the road behind me. Now, I did talk to a photographer from our CBS Detroit station who was at the apartment complex earlier, and he said that he could smell the jet fuel. We have confirmed with local police that the pilots are okay and that there are no injuries on the ground. Now, we know that a MiG-23 at the Thunder over Michigan Air Show crashed near the Waverly on the Lake apartment complex. Video online shows the pilots ejecting and parachuting over Belleville Lake. Again, law enforcement has confirmed that both of those pilots are okay. The cause of the crash is not known at this time. And again, the good news here is that there are no injuries, both from those pilots and from those in the apartment complex. We will continue to update you. Reporting, Christy Gurlett, WTOL 11.
Thank you so much, Christy. So again, as she just said, so it's not exactly in Ypsilanti, it is in Belleville. And what we again do know is watching the video itself, if we can bring that up one more time so you can see exactly what it is it seems as though there could have been a malfunction. Again, we don't know, nothing confirmed right now, but there could be a malfunction with the plane. You see that explosion, and then if you keep looking, you can see two parachutes. So thankfully, both of the pilots got out safely, hopefully landing somewhere, and different angles showing again how it was flying over, and something must have happened. And then we are receiving word that there was a crash near one of the apartment complexes. But again, as she is there working to get more information, no reports of injuries, but again, a fiery crash, a little disturbing, definitely, actually quite disturbing.
Yeah, very disturbing to say the least. Very disturbing to say the least. So, yeah, that's what is going on in this. What was going on in Michigan today? If you didn't catch that, and I just saw my main man from Japan come in, Mr. PJ Allen, and he's a person I know. He always controls his
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
and he definitely has to
Got to have vision.
Yeah, I come on a little earlier because you know I'm not gonna be up too late tonight, so didn't want to. I'm not gonna stay up tonight, so wanted to come on now. Now this story, this is an interesting story. I just caught this.
It's a question that might come to mind.
But this is like if I just played the story and I ask you what kind of folks did this happen to, you would quite frankly you would know whose story this is. You would know whose story this is. And so it's just funny. I mean, we'll see. We'll let them tell it. I'm gonna let them tell it. So let's go.
Grand Canyon, what would happen if you got too close to the edge?
And a North Dakota teenager can answer that question after tumbling nearly 100 feet off of a cliff. Jonathan McCall has this story.
It was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime.
Where the ledge was, and I was moving out of the way for people to take a picture.
Wyatt Kaufman and his mom crossing the Grand Canyon off their bucket list. But the souvenirs from this trip come in the form of scars.
I was squatting down and hanging on to it. I only had one hand on it, so it wasn't that good of grip. And it was kind of pushing me back. And I lost my grip and I started to fall back.
Wyatt falling nearly 100 feet off a cliff at Bright Angel Point Tuesday. He took this picture shortly before the fall. For 2 hours, nearly 40 emergency responders working an intense operation to get him to safety.
2 hours is an eternity in a situation like.
Okay, so he was leaning back. He was leaning back, and he lost his grip and tumbled over. He was holding on to the bar, so he was probably had his head over the bar, I'm guessing. But yeah, that is really yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Like that, but when they have to rappel down the cliff and get him out of the canyon in a basket.
Wyatt says he doesn't remember much.
I just remember somewhat waking up and being in the back of an ambulance and a helicopter, and then the plane to here.
Dad Brian, home in North Dakota at the time, catching the first flight to Vegas.
It was one of the most heart-wrenching phone calls I've ever had.
Bloodied, bruised, and broken, the 14-year-old bearing the scars of a survivor. The fall leaving him with 9 fractured vertebrae, a concussion, a ruptured spleen, a collapsed lung, broken hand, and dislocated finger.
His face looks so much better today than it did even yesterday.
The road to recovery for this only son is expected to be long, but the family says they're now preparing for a road trip home to make new memories for a lifetime.
Well, y'all know, I mean, I don't know. It's every day that you just fall off a cliff. I just don't know if that's every day that you fall off a cliff, fall off a mountain. I don't know. Not sure about that. That seems to me that'd be rather hard to do, but for that young man, it wasn't hard to do. He was able to fall off. And what's up, Derek? And you are absolutely right. It is a European fella, so. And you definitely got to have.
Got to have vision.
Yeah. So. I don't know, y'all. I don't think it's any way I could ever. Oh, I caught this one too. This is a trip here. Here we go. Guess if you're a fucked up person, they put your shit all out there.
In Hennepin County District Judge.
All right, I'm not sure about this story, but I'm gonna let them tell it. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let them tell this story. Let's go.
In Hennepin County District Judge Michael Brown's order for commitment, he says of Al Cook, the court finds there is clear and convincing evidence to support the civil commitment of Cook as a sexually dangerous person. Brown goes on to say that Cook is likely to engage in acts of harmful sexual conduct unless all of his disorders can be appropriately treated. The 27-year-old from Edina is a level 3 sex offender whose convicted crimes date back to his time as a student at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. According to court documents, at least 11 women came forward with allegations ranging from sexual assault to stalking dating back to 2014. After his arrest in 2016, Cook pleaded guilty in 2018 to sexually assaulting 3 women and choking and stalking 2 other students. Later that year, he was sentenced to 3 years in a Wisconsin prison. According to court documents, while at the Wisconsin Department of Corrections, Cook was discharged from sex offender treatment due to lack of progress and treatment motivation. Cook told a judge he didn't complete treatment in prison because he wasn't ready and in a defensive mode. After his release from prison in April 2021, he came back to Minnesota and immediately entered residential sex offender treatment at a program in Minneapolis. Court documents stated he was currently in the post-residential phase. This past spring, a trial was held in Hennepin County to determine if he should be civilly committed. Judge Brown says since Cook's release, he has, quote, progressed minimally in the sex offender programs, and that he is at a high risk of reoffending. Judge Brown ended it by saying the court finds it only appropriate for Cook to be civilly committed to the Minnesota sex offender program. Cook is currently being held at the Hennepin County Jail. A review hearing where the judge will go over his decision is set for next Monday morning. I also reached out to Cook's lawyer, William Lubov. His office says he's not commenting at this time. Julie.
All right. Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for joining us. It was a violent weekend in Minneapolis. Just last night, 3 people were
Are they going to show the Michelin Man again?
An apartment in Loring Park. On Friday, a police officer was shot in what police are calling an ambush. And just an hour after that, there was a mass shooting at a punk rock show.
Yeah, it's rough up here, y'all. It's definitely rough. If it ain't real, it's rough up here. Yeah, it's rough things are rough all over. Level 3 sex offender, exactly. I thought in this state, sex offenders had their own prison. That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't think they're in general population. Zeke to the Patriots, Cook to the Jets. Yeah, I'm surprised that the Jets didn't bring Cook in quicker. But Zeke to the Patriots, I don't know. Does he have something left? A little bit, but he's not a breakaway player. I think Cook has a little more potential left than what Zeke does. But we'll see, because again, Zeke played in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten beats up on their backs.
In Hennepin County District Judge.
So I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. And I don't watch TV and stuff, so unless it comes on the phone. But I did catch something. There was something I caught on the phone that I did want to share. Let's see if I can find it again. Because you'd be reading shit and then it'd be like, see if it's something came up. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it was something else. So, and I don't think there's any games but baseball games. I think baseball is the only games on tonight. I missed the Canadian football game Saturday. Wow, it's a lot of different angles of this stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, Rodgers is going to need some help. The Jets had a decent defense last year. And so we're going to see if it'll make that big a difference or not. Man, I need to show y'all this hat, though. Check out this hat. This hat is satin. Check that out. That's all satin. And I think in the back, satin too inside. But that's satin. As the benefit of living up here, we get all the sweet. And since I am the hero twin, I should be having all the twin gear. I take every bit of that. And it's like campaign time, so anything you're hearing, you know, and even like the fires in Hawaii, it's all a type of fear program put out there. But does everybody have to rehash it? It's almost like Pearl Harbor, how how the feds tricked the whole country into caring about something almost a half a world away in a place they would never go. As I said before, my grandfather went into Pearl Harbor the day after. He would never go back because he was part of the cleanup. And he would never go back because that place reminded him of death. The smell, he said he could never, he's like, as much as my grandmother would beg him to go, he was like, nah, I don't want to go back to that shit. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of places. It's like not a lot of places I want to see. It's just not. I'm not that adventurous anymore. As I said before, there's nothing in Europe I want to see. I don't want to see the pyramids. I don't want to see none of that. I'm going to go up and down South America, and I've been into Canada. So I've been to Toronto. Toronto's a beautiful city. You know, if you guys haven't been to Toronto, that's a beautiful city. Very multicultural city. It's part of Toronto. They speak French. So, this got me. Haitian kidnapping nurse and daughter are freed. And now all the stories about the cocaine sharks, you know, it's beyond. It's like you look at this stuff and like they want to control your thinking so much that they just put constant stuff. And that's the part of the phone that you're, you know, reading and everything. It's just they want to bombard you with constant things that take you away from, you know, like before I came on, I meditated for about an hour when I came up here. I'm still debating if I want to go play pickleball because I got about another 2 hours I could still play, but I don't know. I worked out pretty good today. My knee doesn't hurt, so I don't mind just, you know, having a casual day. And the casual day is just, you know, feeling positive. Tomorrow we're gonna go bowling. I haven't bowled for a long time. And when I bowl, I have to wear elbow braces because all my elbow issues. And so, you know, my nephew wants to get all the family together before he leaves. And so we're all gonna, you know, get together, and then we're taking him to North Dakota. Yeah, he's going to college this weekend. We're shooting down there. Oh, I'm gonna record. Matter of fact, Thursday I'm going to the Mall of America because they're gonna start the powwow. They're gonna do some of the powwow in the Mall of America, and I'll get that footage. I need to go out there and look for some stuff too. And so I wanted, so I got that coming up. So it's a lot of stuff coming up. But I really want to show that and get that energy, you know, because I'm taking this out there, and then I've got a plate that I'm taking out there, and probably one of my drums, probably my skinny drum hanging up on the wall over there. I'll probably take that out there, and we'll get part of the grand entrance coming in. and try to feel the energy of what they're doing. The singing and the way they harmonize is just so interesting. Where was that? It was this morning. It was so interesting. And it's a lot of with the drums, and then a lot of the bells. It's a really high vibrational kind of compared to just the drum is going, but when you hear all the the cymbals, all the cymbals. I mean, the cymbal in itself is a very high vibrational kind of thing, and so it keeps it really tries to keep your vibration up here, and then you're hearing the chants and the echoing of the way they chant, and it's all quite a nice spiritual experience, because again it's another type of spiritual. It's another type of spiritual system that you're exposing yourself to. Now I've got the white lines in my face. Tiger crawl. Got the tiger face. But it's very, very uplifting. It's a very uplifting kind of experience just being there. And as I've said before, as I pointed out, it's on a ball field. It's a circular area, and it's definitely a type of ball field. And as I've said many times before, we even look in South America, and all the ball fields are not for actual games. And it's interesting how they follow, the dancing is circle driven dancing. And that's to keep motion. That's what they're trying to do. It's like I mentioned, even when you meditate, what you're trying to do is you have to make things move around you. That's why it's good to burn Palo Santo. It's good to burn sage. It's good for the singing bowls, because you want energies around you to start moving. It's like when I come in here, I want to get everything activated. I've got all this spiritual stuff in here, but it's like to just say, hey, you guys need to turn on. It doesn't really work that way. You've really got to ingrain yourself with it and make sure that everything is hot, is going at the same vibration that's around you, that you're making it do what it's supposed to do around you. And it's like I was even thinking about, I might just do a thing about how to even create talismans, because talismans are a very easy thing to create. And this is one of the things I mentioned before that was taken away from our imagination, because, for the generation, and Barbies was too, the Barbies and the G.I. Joes and the cowboy figures. But these also, you become so connected to them where as a child, you don't realize that you've kind of woken up something in them, and they become a protective aspect into this because of your interactions with it. And so it's really easy to make dolls type of talismans, because the way we're taught to use our imagination with them, they become almost like a trusted friend. And so, like I've said before, pops are one of the greatest, easiest things. The way they make those, they're definitely made to be talismans. I mean, the blank stare on them, they don't bring anything, but they seem to be very easily programmed for you. And considering whatever character there is, I mean, again, anybody, you might not have the same experience, but from my experience, they seem very easy to program. And almost willing to take that role. But we come from a people that would make the little cornstalk figures. So it's kind of the same thing. You can make those to make that work for you as well. So these are some things that I don't know, I think I'm gonna get I was thinking about what's his name, Stephen Skinner. He has a book. Where's the other book at? Probably all over here. Are they behind me? Yeah, there it is. Too many books. But it's like having a coat. If I don't need them, but I got a little bit of this book called here it is. because he also makes a guide to the feng shui compass. There was one he does about, I don't see it here. But there is one about, he does one about talismans. I have to find that one. Thought it was in here. Thought the reference was in here. But he does, so I just want to share more of that. So, and whatever your own experience, it's a way to use that energy. And it's like people forget that these used to be called charms. Like if you wore something around your neck, it was a purpose. And then I always get my mother, the difference between a neck, what is it, a rope and a chain. She tries to call ropes chains. But almost everybody, when these first came out, to wear something, you wore something that did something for you. And so everything you do should have meaning. I mean, even colors. It's a color for every day. That's one thing that the Mayan calendar gives you. It gives you the color of the day too. And all it is saying that there's a certain frequency of color that's there for that day if you want to tap into it. And it doesn't mean that it's going to make you hit the lottery, but means that, and really success, people forget that success can be just the littlest thing. Success can be small as a rice. If a piece of rice would give you more weight, that piece of rice had a lot of value. You needed that little piece of rice to, tilt the scales towards you or favorably to you. And that's what people know. And like even in meditating and spirituality, people forget that little things, people don't, what did this church say, for you don't count your blessings. I guess that's a way that people don't really look at it, because little miracles are miracles. Like a little miracle is a miracle. And there are some miracles that are very small that you see it and you don't really see it as quite a miracle. But yet it's like, if you think about it, it's like, wow, how could that have really happened? But the way it hit reality, it didn't change a whole lot. But it did give you something favorable. If you can follow that. It's like some positive really came in, but it didn't change a whole lot. But yet it was just that little bit of positive. It's like when you're playing, when I be playing pickleball and it really get hot, and then that cool little amount of wind comes in, it just cools me off for that second. It's almost like a refreshment. And as I've said many times, meditation can be a blink. You can be around a meeting where you need to reset, and you can just blink your eyes. I've said this many times, and this is an easy practice of just manipulating your own space and giving yourself a restart. Like some people, take a breath, and not so noticeable, but you see the mouth open up enough, and then you see the breathing, the way the first breath came out before someone starts something. But even you can take advantage of that. I mean, I've talked up many times about getting a whole room to blink like you and getting a whole room to breathe like you. Yeah, it's all that is possible. All that is very possible. Oh, I still cannot find where the people threw the babies out the window. I've only watched it one time, and I have not been able to find that again. I show all these houses that are catching on fire and stuff, which it seems like almost, I don't ever remember so many houses catching on fire. I don't ever remember so many houses blowing up. I don't ever remember that so many houses blew up. Oh my goodness. And I don't have the pictures, but my, one of my good friends, my son's, one of his friends, growing up, he just had a son, his first son. What did Justin name his son? So I wanted to shout that love out there because he hit me up because he knows, so we're going to go down there, take the baby some stuff. But what did he name him? Vincent Jerome Himley. Yeah, Vincent Jerome Himley. So he was born on the 12th. So yeah. So he has a little girl about 6, and now he has a little boy. So, and love to his mother. His mother's the Dow. She'll sit and talk your ear off, but she's still a doll. So just you know, I appreciate him and his mother and the friendship, and you know, even though we don't live in the same cities, we still keep in contact. Oh, okay. Check this one out. All right. This one's pretty quick. Of debauchery here in the Great White North or the Twin Cities. This might not have any sound to it. So where does it hit the strips? Oh, I think. Oh, okay. It hit him though? He got it. Okay, so he hit the strip. The strip got him, or he kind of eluded it. It looked like he eluded it a little bit. Do they get him? Run, Joe, run, Joe, run, Joe. There's police at the door. Run, Joe, run, Joe, run, Joe. Run as fast as you can. There's a policeman on the premises, y'all. What is he doing in here? I said, the policeman is on the premises, y'all. What is he doing in here? Run, Joe, run, Joe. Oh, down goes the card. Oh, that was like, wow, okay, let's check it out. Let's check it out. What happened? Okay, where did it start smoking at? Where does it start smoking at? Where? Okay, it's on the bottom of us, right there. Okay, fine, they did get that tire. Made him lose complete control. Ooh, then he hugged a tree. That's a crappy dam. Wow. Wow, he hugged a tree. Why would you put yourself in that position? And hit driver's side. Hit driver's side when he hugged it. That's a damn. I don't think you got to worry about him walking away. He's going to be probably agreeable to come with you. I don't think this is Bonnie and Clyde. I think he in there knocked out. But I understand being around, staying around cover. All right. That was one of the ones I remembered. Wow. But that's a wow. What? Damn. Oh, yes. Yes, this is the one. Okay.
The former St. Olaf student.
Yeah, this is the one I wanted to lead off with, and I couldn't find it, but here we go. Here we go.
Suspected of plotting a mass casualty event at the school is now asking for all charges to be dropped.
Luba Goose obtained new paperwork just filed by Waylon Kurtz's attorney that he says shows Kurtz did nothing illegal.
Yeah, he's telling you. Man, his suit he's stiff. I like it. I ain't got really nothing to say about this suit. This suit is okay. Yeah, tailored good. All right, let's go.
Randy and Julie, Waylon Kurtz's attorney admits the college sophomore likely violated St. Olaf College policy, but says he did not break any laws and was not conspiring with anyone. It was an arrest that shook the communities of St. Olaf College in Northfield. Sophomore Waylon Kurtz charged with conspiracy to commit assault and threats of violence and making terroristic threats. The belief from police and prosecutors that Kurtz was planning a mass casualty event. But Kurtz's attorney, Paul Rogoszewski, is now asking the judge to drop the charges, arguing Kurtz did nothing illegal and police never had probable cause to arrest him. This email, written by St. Olaf Public Safety, notes no crime has been committed, even as it includes what they found in Kurtz's dorm room, propane tanks, empty ammo boxes, an extended magazine, along with this hand-drawn map of the Tostrud Skoglund Athletic Center and ideas for a shoot house. Northfield police shifted the investigation after finding unsettling writings in Kurtz's car, including this diagram of the most effective ways to kill. But Rogoszewski writes that the notebook writings are tactical and self-defense material widely available on the internet. The sketches have innocent explanations, and that police have not been able to find any actual threats. Since he was charged, police and prosecutors have alluded to a co-conspirator, which Rogoszewski reveals is a 25-year-old Vermont man who has not been charged with a crime. Text messages attached to the motion to dismiss the charges include a lot of discussions about ordering ammunition and building guns, but nothing involving a threat against anyone. Kurtz's father described his son as a prepper, someone who believes a catastrophic disaster is likely to occur in the future and makes active preparations for it. Now, these issues will be argued in court in December.
He's a prepper, huh? I don't know about that. That doesn't sound like prepping to me. That does not sound quite like prepping to me, y'all. That sounds like something entirely different, but I could be wrong. But that sounds like something entirely different to me. And so somebody got him off. Somebody got him off. But you go in there with people who know what they're doing, it's a little easier to, do your case. And that's what you see. Okay. That's what you see. That's absolutely what you see. You see, damn. I haven't heard about this, but this seems funny.
These are the four people.
This seems funny. I mean, I guess it's not funny, but it seems kind of funny. So let's laugh a little bit. Tell us about it.
Charged in that kidnapping. 3 of them appeared before a judge today. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Deborah Cho. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffmonte joined us live from the Orange County Sheriff's Office tonight. And Stephanie, the details of this case are very disturbing.
Deborah, they truly are disturbing. The report describes how the woman was beaten and terrorized as she was locked in that dog cage. She managed to escape. This all happened behind a home in Pine Hills, so she started running around the neighborhood, knocking on doors and windows, begging for someone to help her. That's the knock Tony Stanislaus heard on his back window. His girlfriend saw a woman outside.
But when we came out here, there was no sign that anyone ever was back here.
But he later learned from deputies the knock was from a woman who had escaped a kidnapping just a few houses away from his Pine Hills home.
You're under the impression that she had to have jumped this fence here.
Correct.
That's
yes.
a pretty big fence.
When you're trying to run for your life, you're trying to save your life, you will do whatever you need to do.
According to the arrest affidavit, the suspects abducted the woman. Her kidnappers duct taped her hands, feet, and her mouth, and then put her in a dog cage inside the shed behind the house near Barnett Place and Esmeralda Drive.
The fact that a human being was treated as, an animal, especially in this heat, like a movie, Lifetime. It sounds like one of those movies that someone wrote a script for. But this is real life. What are we doing?
Deputies say they got a call from another neighbor saying the woman knocked on their door, pleading for help because she was being held against her will and just escaped. That sparked a 6-hour standoff outside of the home Saturday. Deputies saving the woman and eventually taking the suspects into custody. We saw one person with his hands in zip ties. These are the 4 people arrested: Monica Reed, Damon Trump, Kevin Holmes, and Cortez Jackson. They're facing several charges, including armed kidnapping, false imprisonment with a weapon, and aggravated battery with a firearm for pistol whipping the woman. 3 of them made a first appearance in court today. Deputies say they kidnapped her because they believed she had information about a stolen item.
It's a bit heartbreaking, and to know that it's so close, you never know what's going on, but...
Well, this little dude had a big, tall-ass fence, so I think he knows what's going on, because that fence was... Let's see if we can find that fence. That fence was tall as hell. Let's see that fence again. It was a good fence, but that shit was high. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
A call from another neighbor saying the woman knocked on their door, pleading for help.
Now I want to see the fence. Where'd the fence go? There it is. Yeah, that's pretty sturdy. That's very sturdy. Very sturdy fence, very high. So it doesn't sound like it's an ideal neighborhood, but it just shows you. Ah, that's Franklin Saint.
What are we doing?
I think you're right. That nugget does look like it. Oh, this nigga does. He look like Franklin Saint. Here this nigga is. Look, that's him. He does look like it.
What are we doing?
Oh, but this nigga here only looked to be about 5'3", 5'2", 5'3". He wasn't a very big guy, but that is definitely Franklin Saint.
What are we doing?
But yeah, they put the chick in a dog cage. They atomic dogged her, I guess. Over she had some information, so they was gonna, they was gonna hold her until she broke down and gave out the information. oh man. That was wild. Wow, another woman got hit by a train while in a cop car. What is this? Damn. Where does this shit just be crazy? Check this shit out. This is some more crazy shit. Damn, where does all this crazy stuff come from? Is that what this is? Oh, guess so. Yeah. All right. This is Nate Thurman. I don't know if y'all know who Nate Thurman is, but Nate Thurman is telling the news. This is Nate Thurman. He's going to give you the newscast. But let's go, Nate.
Person County.
A father is accused of shooting the man who allegedly killed his son. It happened earlier this month on Dink Ashley Road at the corner of Ed Brooks Road. Anthony Wilson is live now with those breaking details. Anthony, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barbara. It's a tragedy affecting two families and an investigation.
Wearing this young-ass motherfucking shirt is a tragedy. I mean, damn, dude, really? No t-shirt and you wearing this ugly, droopy... I mean, you could do better, baby. A t-shirt would at least, firm you up looking. But like, man, I just don't know. Bruh, I would rather wear a t-shirt than this shit. Just give me a fresh t-shirt and put that shit on my patch than giving me some bullshit like this. But okay, let's go.
Investigation that's going to probably involve at least two counties. Now, the family of the man now charged and jailed here in Person County spoke exclusively with me this morning.
He was just out of it, going off and stuff. He just said he killed my son.
Lawrence Claiborne's talking about the reaction of his...
Wait a minute. What was this nigga's doing?
Morning.
He was just out.
What happened to his? What just happened?
Out of it, going off and stuff.
Look at his face. Why did he do his face like that? Why did he do his face like that? Why did he move his face like that? I don't know. That's almost kind of, I don't know. He did it a couple times. Maybe it's just a tick.
He killed my son.
Lawrence Claiborne's talking about the reaction of his son, Kevin Woods, when a truck hit and killed Claiborne's teenage grandson, JR, this morning. Shortly after it happened at 6:30, the teen's uncle heard
The worst news possible, that my grandnephew was gone, and my brother had been taking the deal. But as far as everything else goes, I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. That there was no t-shirt. This shirt is like, Like, this nigga look like he been working on cars. It looks like he been working on cars, and after he got done working on the car, he just came on TV. Like, this is busted and disgusted. This is definitely busted and disgusted, but dang, let's go.
Just a little confused.
Person County investigators tell us, according to information they've received, as Kevin Woods and his son walked down the middle of Dink Ashley Road, the truck hit the teen, and then investigators say Woods shot and killed the truck's driver and stole the truck. Woods' relatives tell me he and the son were walking back to their home for a gas can after their van ran out of fuel. They also say Woods drove the truck to that home after shooting the driver. Now, Woods is charged with second-degree murder and felony larceny of a motor vehicle. While deputies searched the Woods home, JR's brother Charles Minor told me,
He was a good person, man. He was a real good person. He wanted to be an IT guy. Like, he wanted to do, he wanted to be positive and like he wanted to help people. He was a people person.
Authorities tell us the truck driver, Jeffrey McKay, was a probation officer from Youngsville, and the truck was part of the State Department of Adult Corrections. It's an unusual investigation for Person County deputies.
I mean, we have things like that happen, but this is kind of a first. I've been to people struck by cars and I've been to shooting, but I haven't ever had this happen at the same time. Sad situation all around for all the families.
It certainly is, and we're working to learn more about exactly what happened, get in touch with the other persons, the other family involved in this situation, and we'll bring you more on the air and online as we get that here.
This brother in his free time, he when he goes off camera, he lives in Rwanda. So he's a Rwanda citizen. Nicole B, how you doing? Oh, and I definitely know that you definitely have.
Got to have vision.
Oh, PJ Allen got me rolling. He got me rolling. Oh, but I fair or foul? That's a interesting. Is it that fair or is that foul? Is that fair or foul? Because I think, I mean, now see, did you notice in the story? The story said they was walking in the middle of the road. Now, come on, how many of us have been on county old back road roads, country roads, and if you had to walk, how many of us would walk in the middle of the road? Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Everybody is trained to walk on the side. Well, they just, no, they give an excuse for the deputy because how did he hit him? You're in a county vehicle. How do you hit somebody walking on the side of the road? Because did you catch the story? The story said they were walking in the middle of the highway, and nobody's trained to do that. No matter how rural you are, you're going to walk down the side of the road. You might walk facing traffic or you might walk with traffic. It sounds like they was walking with traffic and the guy hit him. So I think what he did was fair. And, you know, let's see, I don't know if I want to show that, but, you know, the best revenge killing ever was where the guy, he had been traumatized, his son was kidnapped and raped by a dude. And if you can ever catch that video where they're bringing that dude back in the airport and the father is like, got a different hat on and shades, and that dude walks by him and the father lights him up right on camera. Very fair. And I would almost say in this situation, the guy probably might end up getting self-defense if he gets a good lawyer, depending on how much bread he had. Give me a second. That's my lady love. Wanted to see what's happening with the pimp. I saw that dude. He was at the phone booth and He popped his ass. Yeah. He popped it. I remember when it happened live. They showed it live when it happened. They when it actually was real news. They showed it back then. He got him good. And most people was like, shit, like hell yeah. It was like I would like to put. And I don't know if a lot of y'all would even relate to this, but like when Jack Ruby gets killed when Jack Ruby kills Lee Harvey Oswald in the movie JFK, they do a pan shot of how nobody reacted, how everybody just sat back and watched. And that's, to me, that would be a good, video, is to show that scene of everybody watching, kind of, they kind of watch indifferent kind of thought to what had just happened. And that's, the guy, I think that's what a father should do. That's what he should have done. So.
These are the 4 people that are now.
Oh, those are the 4 people. I mean, it's just always. 3 hunters died in underground tank after their dog fell in? What? 3 hunters died in an underground tank after their dog fell in. So these guys went in and got the dog? 3 hog hunters filled with sewer gas after one of them apparently. Oh, okay. Again, we know that this is not a melanated person. This is a European. So here we go. It goes. 3 hunters die in underground tank after the dog fell in. A Texas sheriff said 3 hunters from Florida died in an underground tank filled with sewer gas after one of them apparently tried rescuing the dog.
What are we doing?
What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing, y'all? Okay, let them tell it.
A somber mission for first responders in North Bastrop County Wednesday afternoon. 3 people and a dog trapped in a cornfield.
It turned out to be a cistern. The cistern had an opening of about 4 feet wide. The water level was about 8 feet, 6 to 8 feet below the surface. We found from there was 4 people involved in a hunting party.
Noel Vigil Benitez, his girlfriend Denise Martinez, and Delvis Garcia. All 3 were visiting from Florida, with a 4th person from Red Rock, Texas. Here's what Bastrop County Sheriff Maurice Cook thinks happened.
The dog went in. One of them went in after the dog, and because the water table was so low, they couldn't reach the surface. Then a male and a female took off part of their clothes to go in. They go in, and there was hydrogen sulfide gas in the hole, which is common for a septic tank.
Leading one of Elgin Fire's investigators to make 3 trips to recover the 3 bodies and the dog. Sheriff Cook says there's an indication the property owner died before this took place, and it's part of their investigation to determine who owns the property.
This is a tragic event that does not need to be repeated. So if anyone has any kind of trap like this, they need to go ahead and cover it in order to protect the public.
KVUE News reached out to some of the families and friends of the victims who say they are grieving, calling this a huge loss for everyone. In Elgin, Isabella Basco for KVUE News.
I understand dogs being part of the family, but if I'm not, it just, where does he say it's not all sense is common? What is it? Common sense? What is it called?
Doing styles on them like it's common.
Common sense.
Doing styles on them like it's common sense.
Like it's common sense, y'all. Yes, very sad. I just don't know. I think I would have waited. Again, they probably had cell service or not far from it. And the second part is hunting in an area you're not really familiar with. Before you release that dog, you kind of should be familiar with the area. And I'm guessing they weren't that familiar because if they didn't know a septic tank was in there where, the dog, uh, again, how does the dog fall into the septic tank? Obviously it was looking at something else. And you can smell and it's sewer, so obviously to me, I really would have, I don't know. I mean, I think that it would, it's a tough one. Tough one. I don't think I would have went in it. I would have called someone to go in it. Oh, oh my goodness. Yeah, sad story. Didn't know about this one. That's a very crazy, sad story. And I know,
These are the 4 people that are now.
they want you guys to know it's the 4 people. And I guess this rapper died. I couldn't even tell you who he is, so I can't really say nothing about him because I don't really know who the dude is. So I don't know who this guy is. So, but oh, okay. I wasn't gonna stay on very long, just long enough on the afternoon. Feels pretty good this afternoon. Just long enough to touch base with everybody and show the debauchery that is going on in America. And I was just gonna say, we all should start. I guess I should show the initiative, but we're gonna start breaking these games down, and I'm not gonna charge to break games down too. I think I did this a little bit last year, so as others want to charge, I'm not gonna charge. I'll just break the games down. And so I'm gonna get into doing that, breaking down games definitely Sunday night. As the weather changes, I'm not gonna be playing pickleball outside. I'm gonna end up moving to inside. So, I'll be able to break games down after they happen and hopefully show replays and shit too. I'm gonna be my own ESPN. So uh so yeah. But it's funny how, the things that the mass media wants you to concentrate on. I mean, there's so much of it that's outside of you, and it wants you to think about everything but you. And you are the most important part of your reality is you and your knowing and what you've learned. And everything is geared to make you outside of that. Somebody get in a fight and they say, you making me outside of my character. You pushing me outside of my character. So don't let things do that. I mean, all these emotional things you see, we've seen some recently very emotional for a lot of people. A lot of people, hyped up over the emotion. So he used to roll with Trinidad and had the song Love to Love You, as you know. Who broke his death down? Oh, okay. Okay. Huh. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't know about him. I have Apple Music and I listen to a lot of no, that's not what I wanted to do. I listen to a lot of new music just because new music is something that's fresh. And so Zach and them broke down his Zach broke down his death. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Again, it means nothing to me. I don't, what's the coding mean? Are we surprised? I mean, we're going to see more deaths as the season starts. We'll see all these different initiations. Let me see if they'll show this. Let me see. Let's see if I can find this. Oh yeah, right here. I think this is. Let me see if I can find this. Right here. Right here. This is interesting. What they've done here, and what they've done here is really kind of broke his greatness in two. because if we look at other greats, they're by themselves. They're all by themselves. But yet, he has to share his platform with his daughter. So instead of celebrating the way he lived, they're kind of locked each other into the way they died. And of course, he's got the nigga on there. I think he has 8 on the back. I think he's wearing 8 on the back. I could be wrong about that. But this is a lock. And all statues are locks. They're trying to feed off the energy of the being. But I find this one, I mean, see, again, they're taking, and if this is the perfect example, they're taking his strongest move, his strongest energy, and they've locked it into. But these statues are locks. But I find this lock fascinating. I really find that they did this the way they did it. I'm surprised that they did it like this because he's sharing the stage with his daughter. And it's almost above and below. I mean, it really is above and below. But it in a way, it takes away from him and it locks him into the way they died. Locks him into the relationship. And I guess, well, no, I don't really want to say that, but it is that. It is that. Definitely is, I mean, just, yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know if this truly gives his greatness. He's sharing his greatness because you're not just thinking about him, you're thinking about the way they died because they were together when they died. And so you don't think about his achievement. As I say, you look at other statues and they're showing achievement. I'll tell you what, this is really this is a powerful statue here. I know I'm getting off point, and it is as above, so below. But it's, strong man that can hold up his woman and his child. And his woman right in step with him. And this is really a beautiful thought. And this is so big, but it's a beautiful thought. This is a really beautiful thought from the brothers. I always thought that was really beautiful. Got Rocky got one. But I just think that the Kobe Bryant one is just, I don't know. I think it's just such a lock and such a shame that he has to share that. You would think that it would just be for him, but doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. It heard me yell, yeah. Say what? And here's another view of that. Little clearer view. And again, it's sharing the energy, sharing the power. I'd like to see, I thought they said they did a tribute to number 8. Okay, right here. Maybe the number 8. No, it's 24 in the front and the back. No, 24 on the front and the back. Okay. I thought they said it was going to be a tribute to number 8. And we didn't see that. He's wearing, I think so they must going to do 2 statues for him. Yeah, I think they're, because I heard there was going to be a tribute to number 8, but he's wearing 24 on both sides, which again is locked into nigga because he didn't start off with that number. So the statue is for both of them. That's interesting. And then his wife just designed or got the go-ahead for the new Kobe's about to drop. Yeah, the new Kobe's are about to drop into all white. Yeah, they look stiff. I have to admit, the new Kobe's drop, they look stiff. Let's bring that over. Yeah, my food's here, so I'm a split in a second, y'all. But what did you say? A dude said that they wanted Kobe to turn Gian into a boy. Kobe wasn't with that. And Dwayne Wade took his place by making his child the opposite. Wow. Well, Magic did it too. Magic did it too. And I don't know, I've met Magic several times in my life. When I first met him, I was in 5th, 6th grade when I first met him. But And I told this story before. I've tapped into a reality where his son is that guy. I mean, I don't even know why I got these visions that came in of his son putting in work in games. Like I was able to actually check his son hoop. And it was like, because remember, his son is that height that they love, 6'7", 6'8". I think he's 6'7". And it's like visions hit me a couple of days. They wouldn't quit coming and showing it, showing that it is a reality where that dude was able to put in work instead of, the arrangement that Magic made. That's why I think, it's pretty obvious that, they started hitting his son up with probably stuff when he was a baby. They probably was giving him, hormone and stuff treatment when he was a baby to make sure he didn't turn into another Magic. But something came in that I didn't even go looking for this stuff. This stuff just gave me glimpses of this dude. And I can still picture him in my head, how he looked hooping as a dude and just, yeah, and there was a lot of potential there. And so Magic doesn't seem to have any problem with it. They tried to say at first, that Jordan's daughter, they tried to say that with her, but it seems like they backtracked that because I think she had a baby. But at first, that's how they tried to go after her. Well, y'all, my food just came here. Oh, and with this silk lined hat, I'ma get they got the silk jackets. Like I got a silk jacket, but they got the silk twin jacket. So the hat, the jacket will both be satin hat. Satin. This is jersey, satin looking. But I'm always the stiffest. So I'm going to go. Thank you for coming on. It just wanted to be a quick show anyway, just to come on, just to react with people during the daytime and give some positive vibrations. So I hope something I said today was positive. And I know, I showed a debauchery, but still, hope I put a positive word out there too. So till we meet again, say less. Thank you. Oh, and I got to show Brennan. I got to show Brennan's picture. I make such cute babies. Look at Brennan. Oh, I make cute babies. I make cute babies. Look at this. Too bad I'm so old and too bad I'm taken, young ladies. I know you wouldn't mind having a cute baby because I guarantee all my children are very, very beautiful children. And this is how they look when they was babies. You just wanted to kiss this little jaw.